Okay, I'm back. So, what happened in between the, what happened in between in between video clips there was me realizing, so just prior to me starting this episode, I updated the Sterling Systems mod, as it added some new features that I was missing out on, but I didn't realize one of those new features that was added was a boil-off mechanic for these fuel tanks that use the system heat mod. But it seems like for whatever reason, I don't have enough radiators on my craft to actually for the boil off to actually counteract the boil off. I don't know why these two big radiators, like those film radiators, and these radiators were not enough to counteract or to actually stop the boil off from happening in these fuel tanks, but for whatever reason it still happened. And like whenever I would time warp, I was literally like losing my fuel. So I just opted to just remove the file, kind of similar to what I did with the cryo tanks mod. And while I don't want to settle for that, it's just it's just once again, if like I'm literally gonna have to worry about fuel boil off from by doing time warp, that if anything, I find that more of a nuisance than anything else. And if that means disabling that setting, then I wouldn't mind doing that to that end. But anyway, let's get on with our mission. And well, what we can do here is we can just raise our orbit so we don't actually end up running into Allrack B again. In fact, I actually think it would be very inefficient to raise my periapsis, so I think I'm just gonna go see if I can't go straight for an Ahtpan encounter. Yes, we'll just have to wait in orbit for a little bit, and hopefully we don't end up having a unintentional encounter with Allrack B. It's gonna screw us over. And there's what the planet looks like. Like there's Ahtpan, or I think it's Naphtha spelled backwards. I think from here we'll just lower our orbit. I think that's good. Oh, of course we want to circularize. Okay, like more like that. Okay, so the interesting thing about this planet is, first this is the description. No, I guess I never showed, the description of, Aurora. There it is if you want to read it. And in case you want to see what the description of this stuff, Anaheg says, there we go. And pause this right there if you want to read that. But about this planet, I believe in the configs there is a setting done that actually makes it so the oceans are less buoyant than water, or if you try to soft land with a actually land a spaceship or spacecraft into the lakes and oceans on this planet, at least it's supposed to be less buoyant, so it's like you don't float, you actually sink into it. But it seems like in my testing, actually soft landing with the space plane still seems to be possible. And I guess I'll be showing that. And but the other thing about this planet is it's very rough. Like there's a lot of hills, like in mountain ridges and craters on this planet. And even in the areas where it is mostly flat, there's a lot of parallax scatters. And I guess if we're really careful, a landing on the flat areas might be possible, but I'm gonna try for a water landing, where we just soft land on the water, and then just go up to like the nearest coast, basically, or then like the nearest beach. So on this planet, it actually is like the oceans on this planet are not actually made of water. They're like actually more like made of like a liquid hydrocarbon. I guess kind of similar to Tecto. Just kind of interesting. So we just want to come in for our landing. Or this is more descent, not quite our landing yet. And that's what the firefly effects look like on this planet. It's kind of interesting. And the atmosphere is actually kind of thin here, so it's like we're actually gonna need to use our air brakes and also kind of just pitch up in order to slow ourselves down. We actually want to get turning around, if possible. And not do that. No. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to do this turn very slowly. No, don't lose control now. You're just about to be on a level flight. Okay, because the atmosphere is really thin on this planet, I'm going to descend to probably even a lower altitude than where we're currently at. Probably maintain about maybe a kilometer and a half above the ocean surface. And my goal is for us to like I guess kind of splash down just a little bit short of that island. And then we'll just wade through the water with our plane until we reach the shore of that island. And there's another thing about this planet. As you get closer to the surface, you get this fog effect. It's kind of like almost like dust storms, but it just appears when you get close to the surface, which can also make landing a bit difficult. Yeah, I may have to zoom out like this just so I can see where I'm going. Okay, this is not good. Regain control, please. Pull up. Gosh, I hate this fog. Now it's just turning around without losing control. Yeah, it'd be really nice if we can not have as much of that fog right now so we can land. Well, we landed. And actually fairly close to this island, which is what I wanted. Now it's just, we gotta do this. We're just very slowly, basically just have some light engine throttle just so we can slowly wade our way through this water until we actually get to the shoreline. I mean, I guess this feels a little bit less buoyant than usual water, but it seems like I'm still able to float on it without any problem. Okay, you're just about to reach land. Now we're on land. Well, this is a really steep hill, just not ideal. I don't know, I guess we'll just turn around and at least to the best of our abilities here. And I guess we'll just park here. And taking off's gonna be a whole nother conundrum altogether, but I guess we'll figure that out soon. Okay, we're just going to kind of refuel our plane here, kind of similar to what I did, kind of similar to how we did it on Aurora. Oh, this looks like it might be a cool angle. And it's very laggy here. It seems like whenever there's like the water that's like touching the parallax stuff, it seems to really be laggy for some reason. Yeah, this is a weird, like, very precarious angle we're at, but I guess we'll just work with it. That's a pretty cool view right there. And now I guess now let's get back on into our plane and figure out how in the hell we're gonna take off. Well, I guess I'll just turn down the parallax density. And so hopefully that helps us a little bit. And we have the dreaded landing state bug. So, mind you, while I deal with that. Okay, we want to go south. And we'll have to turn we have to turn gently because this is a thinner atmosphere planet where it's actually kind of easy to lose control. And there's our landing site. Okay, I guess I'll just time-lapse, either time-lapse through the rest of this, or skip to once we're re-rendezvous with the mothership. And I'll be back with you then. Okay, we're now reunited with our mothership. And I guess now our mission is officially over. And now it's now it's just time to figure out how we're gonna get home with the fuel that we have left. Jeez, I felt like it was gonna take forever for us to leave. Okay. I'm gonna attempt a gravity assist off of Aneta. See if we can use it to help us get a gravity assist so we can leave the system easier and use less fuel. Okay, I'm gonna have to warp ahead a whole lot for us to get this maneuver. And now we just need to warp through this. As we fly away from all rack A and all rack B. Now, actually, I wonder how close we're gonna keep flying by Aneta here. Oh, looks like fairly close. And there's Aneta, which we're actually going to be going to in the next video, funnily enough. And we're just using it to slingshot us out of the out of the all-rack system at the end of this mission. And we can see, I believe that's life, or like that's one of the moons. And I believe that in the distance is Dale, and I think that's the one the blue, the one that's blue. And we're about at the periapsis of our trajectory. Oh, and there's another one of the moons there, or the innermost one. And we just went through the rings. Which actually in real life would be quite dangerous. But in Kerbal Space Program, the rings are merely just a like a flat plane. Whereas in real life they have like a lot of tiny rocks. Or actually some that are pretty big. And, goodbye, Annetta. We'll see you, we'll be sending, I'm gonna be sending a mission to you the next video. But I guess goodbye for now. Yes, now, now we're leaving the Allrack system. And that's gonna send us on this pretty, I didn't want to have an orbit like this, where I was going really far out of the system, but this was as low of a speed that I can have leaving the system, so I'll have to work with this. I guess we'll now plot our course back to the Sunark system and back through the wormhole and into the system from which we come from. Okay, this is gonna be our next maneuver. I was thinking maybe take like an earlier burn, but I want to, as we're kind of running low on fuel, we really should try to do the most efficient maneuvers that we can, which means our Kerbals are going to have to wait another 69 years in space, but they've been on this mission for over 100 years, so hopefully they have enough, either they have enough like food and water to finish this mission, or they have cryo sleep. And we're just gonna warp till we're in Sunark's sphere of influence, and then we'll try get an encounter with the wormhole around Sarah. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use the minimum amount of fuel to actually capture. Okay. We're almost really down to our last, we're really getting down to the wire with our fuel at this point. So I've just been experimenting with some gravity assist maneuvers to see if we can't actually, at the very least, like maybe capture into an orbit around the Sunark system, or maybe even squeak our way into the Sarnus system. before I actually have to send like a rescue mission to rescue these guys. So just give me a moment while I plan that out. Okay, so in order to get captured into an orbit, I'm gonna have to go really, like, almost really as close in as that we're almost gonna be hitting the two planets themselves. So I guess we'll try this. There's a chance that we might run into one of the two planets if we're coming in this close. So I can always give it a try. Okay, I guess now we're about to find out this this maneuver is gonna work or if it's not. Yeah, and it's not gonna work. Okay, I now have a more distant flyby set up, which is just the minimum amount of distance that we need flying through the system in order to capture us into an orbit, as opposed to just another escape trajectory. And it should be far enough away that we're not going to get sucked into one of the two planets. And yay, we didn't get sucked in. Okay. Now the next phase of our journey home. Okay. This is more or less the situation that we're in right now, and I am completely without fuel now. And I had the idea of like just ditching the whole mothership and just continuing on as just the plane by itself, but I don't have enough. I would have to leave a couple of my Kerbals behind because I don't have, like, I have one in here. I have two in here, three in here. I can transfer him into there. But I still have two Kerbals in here that cannot fit. Pretty sure can't fit in this plane. So I would have to leave them behind, unfortunately, if I want to leave the mothership behind. So I guess I'm just gonna call this video here, and then in the next episode we're gonna send a rescue mission to bring our now stranded mission home. So I guess I'll end this video here, as it's been a pretty long video. And I'm probably gonna have to I'm gonna have to really edit this down to make this a watchable episode. So thank you all for watching. This has been me, Dusty Circuit, here with some more Kerbal Space Program. If you liked what you saw, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to see more of my videos, just hit the bell for notifications. Peace out. Bye.